the story about Robert Johnson, the world-class blues player that went and sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads in Meridian, Mississippi. I personally found myself at the crossroads one time. You know, I was down on my luck. My glass was empty. My wallet was empty. And I found myself at the Crossroads Cafe in Meridian, Mississippi. As I was sitting there shuffling my cards, in walked this tall stranger. And he saw me and he came up to me and he said, "Hey friend, I see you're a card player." I said, "Yeah, I do okay." He said, "My name is Lou Cypher. You mind if I have a seat?" I said, "Sure, come on." And we played a couple of friendly hands. Lou chimed in and said, "Hey Johnny, why don't we make this interesting? Why don't we see if you can cut four of a kind?" I said, "Four of a kind? That's not a problem. What happens if I win?" He said, "Well, you'll have riches beyond your imagination." I said, "I don't know. I can imagine pretty good. What if I lose?" He said, "If you lose, I take your eternal soul." I was down on my luck, so I thought, it's a reasonable gamble. I'll take that bet. I said, "But here's the condition I got. I can cut the four of a kind, but you got to let me cut once, twice, 3 times." And Lou thought about it for a minute and said, "That's fair." So I took the cards and I cut once, twice, 3 times. And the first card I cut to was a king. Lou said, "Pretty good, kid. That's 1. I said, "All right, here we go." So I cut the cards again, once, twice, 3 times. And the next card I cut to was a second king. Lou raised an eyebrow. He said, "It's pretty ambitious, kid, but that's only 2 of the 4. You gotta cut to 4. That's the bet." I said, "All right, I'm not done yet." So I cut again, once, twice, 3 times. And this time I cut to the other king. His eyebrows raised a little bit. He started to sweat because he knew I now had 3 out of the 4 cards I needed to cut to. I cut 1 more time, 2 more times, the 3rd time. And this time I cut to an ace. Not the king. And Lou said, "Hey kid, I guess you lose your bet." I said, "Now wait a minute. You told me to cut to 4 of a kind." He said, "Yeah, you didn't cut to the 4th king." I said, "Well, wait a minute, Lou. Before you came here today, as soon as I saw you walk in, I had your number. 6, 6, 6. And the bet wasn't that I cut to 4 kings. The bet was that I cut to 4 of a kind, and I've done just that." Well, Lou kind of laughed. He said, "Kid, I got to know where those kings went to." I said, "Well, that's easy. I got 1 king over here. I got 1 king over here. Right here. And that 4th king, well, I keep that with my down payment on the riches that you're going to pay me And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of how this guy beat the devil at the crossroads in Meridian, Mississippi. Swing hard, swing often.